today, and I'd like to welcome everyone. So to start off, let me introduce our distinguished executives who will be part of the signing activity. May we call on the executives of Bosch and AC Mobility, Mr. Steve Ginko, the Auto Care and Retail Head of AC Mobility, to please join us in front. We'd also like to call in front Mr. Geronimo T. Campilan, the General Manager of Bosch Car Service Philippines. And of course, our Managing Director of Bosch Philippines, Mr. Paulo Duarte. Please take your seats in front, please. And of course, Mr. Michael Tangotcha, the Marketing Manager of Robert Bosch Mobility Aftermarket. Please take your seats in front. Good morning again. To our friends from the media, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this important milestone, the official signing of the electric vehicle concept of Bosch Car Service Workshops in the Philippines. Today marks a significant step forward in advancing sustainable mobility and innovation, and we're honored to have you all as witness to this moment. But before that, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Director of Strategy and Business of Bosch, Mr. Rohit Nair. Mr. Rohit at the back. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us in this special event. So, to formally open the program, may we invite Mr. Ron T. Campilan, the General Manager of Bosch Car Service Philippines, to deliver his opening remarks.
Morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Bosch Car Service Philippines and welcome to Bosch Car Service Singapore, our flagship workshop. So, to our valued workshop owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, and friends from the media, thank you for being here. The automotive world is changing faster than ever. Traditional internal combustion engines still dominate our roads, but electric and hybrid vehicles are quickly gaining ground. The shift isn't about technology, it's about opportunity. And Bosch Car Service is here to make sure workshop owners are ready to seize that opportunity. Now, did you know that Bosch Car Service is a global network of over 16,000 workshops across more than 150 countries? So each one combining independent entrepreneurship with strength of Bosch. Now our mission is simple: to empower workshops with tools, training, and technology needed to service both internal combustion engine and electric and hybrid vehicles, ensuring that readiness for the mobility of tomorrow. For existing workshop owners, franchising and owning a Bosch Car Service means elevating your business, gaining access to Bosch diagnostics, internal and external training and non-technical training, genuine parts and brand trusted by millions of motorists worldwide. For those planning to start your own business or a franchising for a workshop, Bosch Car Service offers a proven business model, one that lets you enter the industry with world-class systems, marketing support, and operational guidance from day one. And to our media partners, this story is about more than just car repair. It's about how Bosch is helping local entrepreneurs future-proof their business, create jobs, and provide high-quality service to Filipino drivers, whether they drive petrol, diesel, hybrid, or fully electric vehicles. So at Bosch Car Service, we believe the future of mobility belongs to those who are ready. Ready to learn, ready to adapt, and ready to lead. Together, let's drive the future today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campilan, for that inspiring message. So what we're trying to say here is Bosch already is looking at the future. Bosch is looking at the future. I think we can claim that we're the first IAM or independent aftermarket workshop that will now cater to servicing our EVH vehicles. So, wow, so nice. At this point, let me call on Mr. Steve Dinko, the Auto Care Retail Head of AC Mobility, to give his welcome address.
Good morning to our Bosch partners, Paolo and Roel. Thank you for coming over. Greetings to Bosch, our colleagues in AC Mobility and Bosch Car Service Center, and to our friends and guests from the media. Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to come here and spend knowing the business of the Bosch Car Service Center. With AC Mobility signed on with the Bosch mobility aftermarket for the Bosch Car Service Center business model. We were very excited to take on the aftermarket of the Philippines, which is for us one of the most unstructured and very potential in service and aftermarket business. The Bosch Car Service Center is a master franchise business, unique in the Philippines and probably in Southeast Asia, that we have in partnership with Bosch. And this is something that we want to bring forward as we shift into the mobility of electrification. The electrified mobility is a very exciting one, and today this is another capability that we have in the Bosch Car Service Center in the electrified capacity that we will be launching today. So thank you so much for taking the time and spending your day with us, and we look forward in your support in the business announcement that we have today. And we'd like also to just emphasize on a little note that AC Mobility has been leading the industry on electrification in this space. And this is one of the 30 that we have. We think we should be developing on in the electrification space of the automotive business. Thank you so much and welcome to the event.
Thank you, Sir Steve. This is truly a good message, especially explaining our relationship with Bosch and AC Mobility. So, let's have our keynote speaker. Of course, the event would not be complete without our keynote speaker, our Managing Director of Robert Bosch Philippines. So, we call Mr. Paulo Duarte in front to give us his message.
Mr. Steve Jingle, Auto Care and Retail Head of AC Mobility, Mr. Ron Campilan, General Manager of Bosch Car Service. These are our esteemed franchise partners, friends from the media, and colleagues from Bosch. Magandang araw. Today marks a significant milestone as we launch the Bosch Car Service EVH concept in the Philippines. This launch reflects our continued commitment to prepare the local aftermarket for the evolving mobility landscape. What we celebrate today is beyond the concept. It is a vision for mobility aftermarket services in the country. For over a century, and by the way, next year Bosch celebrates 100 years in the Philippines, just for a minute. Bosch has been a global leader in automotive innovation. We continue to extend this expertise to our partners here in the Philippines as part of the Bosch Car Service network through advanced diagnostic systems, high precision tools, and continuous technical training. These enable our workshops to handle vehicles equipped with the newest technology. This transformation is about capability. Electric mobility brings new expectations for service, safety, and technical competence, as we are committed to meeting that with the highest standards of expertise. Beyond the advanced tools and technology, workshops and technicians should be prepared with the skills and with the confidence to stay competitive and future ready as the EV market grows. We remain steadfast in our partnerships, dear EC Mobility colleagues, as we continue to support the development of a sustainable and future-ready EV ecosystem. The demands for reliable service, technical know-how, and continuous learning will continue to grow, and Bosch is here to enable that growth every step of the way. Guided by our purpose, invented for life, Bosch will continue advancing mobility through innovation, collaboration, and engineering excellence. Together, we drive progress and move the Philippines toward a smarter, safer, and more sustainable future of mobility. Maraming salamat po. At mabuhay. Our professional MC right now.
Professional MC. Yeah, trying to reiterate that commitment of Bosch that is invented for life. I think we can still claim that there's no vehicle in the market that doesn't have a Bosch component. And I think that's where we're going, even if we're getting into EVH vehicles, Bosch will still be part of it. Bosch will still have a component in that car. So, let's go to the main purpose of this event, which is the signing ceremony. So may we ask our esteemed colleagues to please give the folders for signing. So now we can officially sign and officially announce that we already have the EVH, Bosch Car Service EVH concept in the Philippines.
I hear me.
Okay.
Philippines. One more. Another one. Okay.
So with that, may we request our signatories to please stand up for a photo op. Let's hold onto the folder. Yes, please.
Sir, can you hold the contract, please? Hold on size. No, no. Size lang, sir.
Sir Ron and Sir.
Again, congratulations and thank you. So,
good morning. Congratulations for the opening of this facility. I am Randolph De Leon of Autocar Philippines and Wheels Philippines. I question, does this facility still cater to ICE engine cars, the traditional cars, despite the fact that it also caters now to hybrid and EV cars?
shall I give the mic to
Mr. Campilan, please.
Hi, thanks for that question. Yes, we still service and we will still service ICE and EV. And EV servicing is an addition to the capability of this facility and in other facilities as well. But that will be in phases. But The answer is yes. We will still service IC.
Yeah, thank you.
The standard. I have two questions. One, the first one, how competitive will the prices of the services in this workshop should be? Will it be competitive to the various top car services here right now? And number two, uh, my number two question is, let me first, the view first.
Yeah. So who will answer the question? Shall we?
So back to Ron Campilan to answer that question.
Now to answer that question, in terms of the pricing for the service, if we compare it to siguro, I use the comparison. One is the casa, and the second is three-star shop. The first, if we compare our pricing to casa level, we're around 50% economical than the casa. In terms of the three-star shops, we're a bit premium, a bit about 10% higher than the three-star shops. As we all know, we provide own parts. We don't just provide filters coming from different brands, but we are consistent in terms of the use of Bosch as a product and as a technology.
With that, if I'm a car owner and my car is still under warranty, will it void the warranty when I bring my car here in an AC mobility Bosch workshop?
Good question. The target market for Bosch service is actually for those out of warranty vehicles. And those customers are used to the CASA service. And we would like to continue that maintenance process with their vehicles to keep their vehicles running in tip-top shape. So we're just continuing the process of those CASA, but in a much economical state.
Okay.
One more question. One more question to AC Mobility. What is your target? How many outlets do you intend to put up within this year or for the next several years?
Thank you, Andy, for asking those great questions. But before I answer that, let me get back to your first question. And maybe in answering that, I just would like to expound on the business model that we have, Bosch Car Service Center. The Philippine automotive market, is tiered accordingly in the after sales. So you have, of course, the distribution, you have the retail, and very intrinsic part, organic part of the of the life cycle of a car is at the after sales. In the after sales, relative to your second question, you normally have the warranty, the OEM, the manufacturer normally have the warranty period. Normally it's 3 to 5 years, right? And in that 3 to 5 years, the second question is when you bring your car to shops, such as outside of the car dealership official, will it void the warranty? That actually is a question to the manufacturer. If there is a substantial evidence that it was tampered with, their product was tampered with, and they may probably, but let me get to the business model of Bosch Car Service Center. There are the car dealerships, and there are as Ron mentioned, the aftermarket, undefined, unregulated mostly, I would say, on the after-sales servicing. And that is a rich market to raise. After your car gets out of warranty, you just choose which one, and it's a balance between cost and quality. Of course, we always want the cheapest, the most affordable, at the best quality. Right? That's anything else. But there's no such thing in most cases. That's why then you have to choose between you bring your car to a casa, as Ron mentioned, in the car dealership, or you bring it to an aftermarket shops, just like anything else in the market. And we have several names in the market that are also well established over the years. But we think the after-sales market, after warranty, is very much unserved. And that's why we partner with Bosch Service Center, with Bosch MA, to develop strong alternative, a brand that where service will be quality, but much uh, affordable than the car dealership prices. So here the business proposition is you get the service of a car dealership at probably, and Ron mentioned, much more than 10% less than what you pay in the car dealerships. Um, but then the warranty doesn't have to be an issue. Because here, as Paulo mentioned in his speech earlier, we have, this is a flagship product or a flagship workshop where our proposition is we have the service, we provide what your car needs, and we will render this, will have a service at par with car dealerships. So we have the diagnostic tools provided, of course, by Bosch. Bosch, we're very glad to partner with them. You know, not just in the Philippines but worldwide. It's a very well respected and a leader in the automotive business, parts business. And so, what the business proposition of the Bosch Car Service Center is, there is to serve below the car dealerships, casa, and then more better quality than just 80 mom and pop car shops there is in the community. And so it's a balance between quality and affordability, right? The good thing is we have a very established brand of Bosch who is backing us with the capacity and also on the parts. And second is, to your third question, by 2030, we envision to have 85 service outlets. We call this the Bosch Car Service Outlets throughout the Philippines. We're starting now in Metro Manila and muchly in NCR Plus. So we have the NCR Plus. We have opened 9 already by the year end. We are aspiring to open up to 14 outlets next year. We are targeting to open 24 total outlets in the Philippines. And so by 2030, between 85 to 100. And we know in this kind of business, there is what we call as an inflection point. Once you get there, and it will be faster growth. The franchise, this is a franchise business, right? So we offer the capability to those who are interested to open shops and take this as a very profitable and very stable business for anyone who are interested.
Thank you very much. Good morning, gentlemen. Paolo Papa from Kermudi, Philippines and Signals. So, AC Mobility, as we know, acts as a steward for BYD cars here in the Philippines. And I think many of us would agree that, when we talk about new energy vehicles, BYD is one of the foremost or top of the line brands we can think of. I think my question is, since this is an AC Mobility and Bosch business, as well as BYD cars, will there be some perks for like BYD car owners, or will the two businesses talk to each other? Like, hey, you're gonna get a voucher for your next visit for the Bosch workshop.
Thank you, Paulo, for raising that question. I think that's a great question in terms of synergy. AC Mobility is leading in the shift towards electrified space of mobility. And we had a lot of brands and capacity into our portfolio. You're right, BYD is one of those, and thank you for acknowledging the breakthrough of BYD in the market. And we're very excited to be leading in that space. And so what we do in all the business portfolio that we have, we make sure that there is a synergy for those customers who are serviced by AC Mobility, including, of course, the BYD. And to your question, yes, there will be. Right now, we just launched the milestone of EV HV capacity here in our Bosch flagship. But in the future, in the near future, in fact, we will be inviting already, now that we have the capacity, we'll start to offer already our synergy with BYD car owners. If they have the car service in one of our outlets, they will get either perks, their point and points probably, and of course, much discounts that they deserve. But as of how much, we don't know yet because we just launched now and we need to integrate it into the system of our infrastructure and into the business of the network of BYD. Thank you, Paul. I hope that answers your question.
So it's also
How competitive are our technicians compared to other
Aftermarket.
aftermarket? Well, if you look at a Swiss knife, I compare it to a Swiss knife. A Swiss knife is a multi-tool that you can use to all of the functions that you need. I would like to associate our technicians with Swiss knife. Our technicians are trained using the Bosch Excellence Program, technology and the training program. Plus, our technicians are being trained by each OE partner. So the training are very specific for each model, make, and OE. Plus the universal training, general training for electric vehicle safety. Plus, of course, from the basic ICE training, we have actually 3 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3. 3 are the experts in terms of the ICE, and 2 levels for NEV. So all of our technicians are both level 2 for NEV and level 3 for ICE.
Are they trained internationally or here?
Locally trained, but the trainers are from international.
Maybe an introduction. We have in our concepts parts, diagnostics, and services. So we can cater the entire ecosystem of the automotive mobility. And we have, as was mentioned by Steve, we have also international experience. So what is our USP is that we bring all our experience in terms of the concept, we bring it to the Philippines. In terms of Southeast Asia, this is the first one. This is the first one. And we start because we have a very strong partner on AC Mobility. So because AC Mobility, as already mentioned, have the technical competence to understand the OE as well the aftermarket. And that's where we bring our partnership because we also understand the ecosystem and we are technological agnostic. We understand ICE, internal combustion engine, we understand EVs, and we also in the future we understand already hydrogen fuel cells because this will be also part of the ecosystem. So as the market develops and we bring our partnership along, we will support, and to your question, also on the training. We bring our international training competence to the Philippines and that we equip up to the par all the technicians across the Bosch Car Service network.
Thank you, Sir Paulo. So again, I'd like to reiterate the parts and service part. So that's one of the things that Bosch has to make sure that all of those things are integrated together. I think another question.
will it cost for one to come up with
Total
such a workshop?
Sir Andy, thank you. And after this interview, I'll provide you with the application form so you can start your own Bosch Car Service business.
I hope so.
Yes, we will guide you in terms of the business from day one. Right. So in terms of the investment, we have 2 types of investment. One is a conversion coming from an independent workshop. It ranges from around 4.5 million to 6 million, all in. So complete with the facility, partnership fee, initial parts stocking, and other requirements to operationalize you as a Bosch Car Service. Now for a ground up, it ranges from around 7 million to 10 million, depending on the size. This, by the way, is a full size Bosch Car Service is type 2. It's a combination of the headquarters and workshop flagship. So this is quite a huge facility for a Bosch Car Service. But for a standard type 2, it will be much smaller than this. So again, the investment is around 7 million to 10 million for a ground up and 4.5 to 6 million for a conversion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The topic, and I think there is a big opportunity for us to explain the Bosch Car Service Center franchise system. And the concept is to serve the aftermarket, after warranty market. And in the Philippines, automotive business, in our study, there is a big unserved portion of the after warranty market. And across all brands, the retention of any brand would range from between 60 to 70%. A big portion of those are actually going out to independent workshops such as this. So when we put up what we have in Bosch Car Service Center is a proposition of one. The concept is to establish networks that would be convenient to the access for the customers and also with trust. So a brand, a name that they can trust in service and in expertise. This will not compete with the CASA, and this will probably complement only that served market of the car dealerships. And what we propose, or in our value proposition to the franchise interested parties, would be one: you can set up your business. We will provide you with the expertise, training, system, and supplies, logistics. All you need to find is a location, and I will help you set up your business. And franchise, depending on the location, would normally have a return of investment, between 4 to 5 years, depending on the locations. But it could be those, we have locations that are very high traffic, and the return of investment is much faster. Just to answer, also to piggyback on the question of Alex and Randolph earlier, we will be setting up to support our outlets, because one of the problems later on that we anticipated will be the supply of the technicians. And so we'll set up at the back, and this one facility is owned by Easy Mobility. This is 1.5 hectares that houses all our brands. And at the back would be the logistics and training school that we'll be setting up, managed by Bosch Car Service Center. Will be training as a support, training the technicians of our outlets here, so we can deploy them to our outlets. So our outlets, third question, Alex, they will be trained both for the ICE and the electrified HEV, EV and HEV space. And to the question of Randolph, the capacity of the branch is both mainly ICE, because that's the bigger market, but we also added the milestone today of capacity capability to service EV and HEV vehicles.
Actually, you can see the word page already on your left. Later, we can tour the student Bosch Car Service. Any more questions from the group? Sure.
Sustainability and readiness. So for Bosch, we pride ourselves of having a very high coverage for the market. Earlier mentioned, so the pillar of Bosch is always spare parts, then test equipment diagnostics, and then the workshop services. For diagnostics and workshop services to move, you need, of course, the spare parts. And for years, Bosch prides itself as having a solution for the workshops. It's not a single product offering. It's not possible. It's a complete solution that is required by the workshop, offering consumable parts and, of course, second parts. Being a OE-driven manufacturer, so we are always looking into the availability of parts, particularly of new vehicles that are coming, including hybrids and electric vehicles. So, looking at the electric vehicles coming in, we are prepared to support AC mobility, particularly the bus service.
With customer assurance that
I see, please. One, two.
the four gentlemen here will be happy to go with you if you have questions. Would you need the mic for your
electric vehicle tools, including the hybrids? Tagalog? Alright. Alright, so makikita nyo dito, meron tayong tools for the electric vehicle. It's a complete tools, or it's just a basic hand tools for the electric vehicles, including the isolation tester that you can see here. And of course, the PPE, the personal protective equipments that our technician needs to use when conducting troubleshooting or repairs on the electric vehicles or a hybrid vehicle. So here is our gloves for our PPE and the shield for the protection. Right? And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bays that has a electric vehicle. So you can go around later on. And if you have any questions, you can ask my team. So we will help you to answer all your questions. All right?
What we're seeing here are different equipment, tools, and PPEs for safety. We've been working with electric vehicles, regular electric. It's a very intricate system that is being utilized for an EV. That's why we need safety protective equipment like anti-static gloves. So you don't just work on the vehicles. If, for example, you just work on the vehicle and you don't understand the technology, you can get electric shock for the first. Done. You're done. Alright? So aside from the anti-static gloves, we also use high voltage protective gloves. When working with electric vehicles, this is an indicator of energy. Or if you see orange, and if you see orange wires and cables, those are high voltage lines, ranging from 400 volts to 700 volts. Okay. So what we have here are different models of EV, and if you look at different vehicles, all vehicles are equipped with high voltage batteries. And why is this vehicle different? To showcase what you can do in terms of replacing the high voltage battery. The high voltage battery weighs at approximately around 400 to 500 kilos. So that's around less than half a ton of weight. And we need a special lifter to put down an electric vehicle battery. We cannot just work on the battery and utilize our technicians to carry those batteries because it will be very dangerous. So it has to be safety first. And then aside from that, we also have the battery balancer. The battery balancer is used when we replace battery output. Okay, so we don't just replace batteries, we have special equipment to equalize the voltage of each battery output. And aside from that, we also test for leaks in the wiring system and in the cooling system. If now all of us are aware, an electric battery is being cooled down by liquid coolant. It goes around the high voltage battery to cool down the battery. And we need to test if the coolant is still inside the system to ensure that the system is being cooled properly. So we need a special tool to check if there's a leak in the cooling system. Okay. So aside from that, we can also service brakes, accessories, installation boards, wiper, LED headlights, other systems diagnostics, and maintenance of all MEV vehicles. So there's, I'm opening the floor for other questions in terms of our service capability. If there's any question, let us know. If you would like to try pulling down the battery, we cannot do it right now. You have to undergo the training first. This is a very conductive tool. And if we use this in an electric or high voltage battery vehicle, what do you think would happen to that condition? Flame on. The hands will burn, the legs will burn, and might end up being amputated. Right, so use this insulated tool. It's rated at 1,000 volts. So it's rated for 1,000 volts, and it has to be IEC certified. So we cannot just use a tape to insulate the tools, but it has to be IEC certified. So this is a standard color for an MEV insulated tool. Would you like to try touching it or feeling it compared to an ordinary tool?
How long does it take for one electric vehicle? The whole process.
Depending on the preventive maintenance schedule. Usually it starts with 10,000 kilometer EMS. 10,000 is around 1.5 hours to 2 hours to complete the whole service process. At Bosch, we don't do the big service. We're following the flows.
Do you put down the battery?
No. We test the battery for the leak of the coolant and then look for electrical system.
Okay. So when do you take out the battery?
We only put on the battery if there's something wrong with the battery. If it's discharging faster than the normal, or if it's overheating regularly or in much in an unusual way. So we have testers for that also.
Okay.
Yes.
Prepared for safety because you have a stretcher.
Stretcher. Mukhang stretcher. Pag may na-oriente, yan ang gagamitin natin. Thank you for that. That is a battery lifter. Yeah, it's rated at 1 ton, 1,000 kilos. It can lift
Being part of today's meaningful event, let's continue to drive innovation and shape the future of mobility together. Please enjoy the rest of the day and let's have lunch. It's already served. One more.
Best, good question.
Oh, may question pa pala.
Everyone, our media partners would like to clarify or provide more overview on why we have showcase here of NTB partners. These are our partners that have accredited Bosch car service as an authorized service provider. So all the customers of our partners will have their vehicle service by Bosch car service. So we are a level 2 service provider. We don't service customers from ICE, but we service customers from our OE partners. So these are our OE partners right now, and we continue to engage other OEs as we become an authorized service provider.
Enjoy the lunch prepared for you by Bosch Car Service Philippines. Maraming salamat po and have a nice day.
is a powerful winning ride. The all-new Winner X. Ride like a champion.